Don't Tell Me No is the brand new single from singer, songwriter, and actress Brave Williams. The new single is available on all streaming and download platforms. Born in Baltimore, Maryland, Brave Williams is best known for her contrasting, sultry edge vocals layered with immensely or intensely relatable lyrics that will either make you dance, smile, high five your BFF, or reevaluate your relationship. She's from Baltimore and she's still doing so much for Baltimore. And she's got a new album that is due at any time now. And she's working on some new movies, and we're going to talk all about that with Brave Williams. Welcome, Brave Williams.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you on Fire, the Black Press USA's live stream. So let's talk about Don't Tell Me No. First, let's start there.
Okay.
With that, tell us about that.
Yeah, so Don't Tell Me No. I felt like this song is perfect for this time right now. I wanted to release something that really interjected love with everything that's going on in the political arena, the social injustices, the noise that's happening in the world. I just really wanted to remind people that love still lives and love still survives and it conquers all. And I thought this song was perfect to demonstrate that. I love the music. Shout out to Ivan Barrios. He's a great producer out of Philly who's responsible for a lot of the music Soul Child records that we all love. He produced it. Typewriter and Brittany Barber helped co-write it with me. And yeah, the moment I heard the track, I was like, I know where I want to go with this record.
Yeah, well, and then the album, your self-titled debut album, is scheduled very soon. When can we see it or hear it?
Yeah, so I'm putting some finishing touches on the album right now. I just released the lyric video, though, for Don't Tell Me No yesterday. And I also have another song that's out on every streaming platform. I would encourage everyone to go check it out. It's called Options. I have a music video for that up on Vivo. So yeah, there's the music is out, but the actual project is coming very, very soon.
Well, sounds exciting. Now, we said a debut, but this is more of a debut solo album, if I'm not mistaken. It's not like you haven't recorded in the past, right?
Yes, I have an EP that I released called Fearless. That's out right now. But this is actually the first, I guess, album where I did a partnership. I have my own label, Brave New World, and I did a partnership with Universal. So this particular, SRG and Universal. So this album coming out will be under the new partnership.
Yeah, and you in the past, go back, Rich Girl, right?
Yes.
Tell us about Rich Girl, how that came about, and what happened to Rich Girl.
It was an amazing time, an amazing group. I put the group together. I found the girls, and we all still keep in touch. It's just there's seasons in life. Things evolve, things change, and I just think that all of us we were able to grow so much from that time, that period in our lives that helped catapult where we are now creatively and musically.
Yeah, and already normally on Fire Black Press USA's live stream, we get shout outs for our celebrity guest. David Youngblood says, good afternoon. Bobby Henry is one of the publishers of the Black Press down in Florida. He says hello to all. And Thomasina Perkins, one of the coolest people you'll know, says, hey, Stacy and Brave, two of my favorite people. She calls us two of her favorite people. How about that?
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but you're working hard. Pandemic and all, you're working hard. I understand you got a new movie out, just coming out, and another one in the can. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So right now, if anyone wants to Netflix and chill, there's a movie called Love.com. It's my first leading film that's out right now. I just literally wrapped another movie from Octet Productions, which I'm super excited for everyone to see. I can't give but so much away about it. I can say that if you hashtag TCL and then follow me, you'll be able to see the updates for when that one will be released. But it's definitely something that I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, and what was it like working through this pandemic? Obviously, to finish that movie, you had to work through this. What was that like?
Shooting a movie during a pandemic, it was definitely different. I didn't know what to anticipate, but they had a very a great team of people who just made sure that the operations were still being, handled consistently. COVID test every 2 days, the social distancing, wearing the mask, wearing the face guards, certain people not allowed to, only a certain zone could touch your water if you needed to go get a bottle of water. It was a different experience, but it definitely, it taught me a lot that it doesn't matter what circumstance that you can be in. It's, you're not a product of your circumstances, essentially. You're a product of your decisions. And we decided to shoot this movie and we got it done. So I'm grateful.
Yeah. And a lot of artists we've talked to have struggled, just like everybody else has struggled during the coronavirus pandemic. But they've also, some of them have told us that they've found time to reflect. Have you had a minute to sit back and reflect on just life in general?
Oh my gosh, absolutely. It took a minute for me to find my rhythm, during when the pandemic first hit, and it kind of just hit all at once and everything just came to a standstill. So just to be able to work now is a blessing, but it did take some time to find my footing. In the interim of me finding my footing, I definitely learned a lot about myself. Self-discovery was at its all-time high. One thing that I learned was that I am truly responsible for my mental health. Only Brave is responsible for keeping Brave happy, whatever that may look like. So for me, it's something small. I love fresh flowers. I love lighting candles. Even though no one was ever coming over, I realized, why did I stop going to the flower store to get my fresh roses? Like, I like to wake up and see them. So still implementing those small little things to keep some sort of level of normalcy definitely showed me that I am still in control and I can't look for outside sources to keep that happiness going. I have to do that. And I did.
Outstanding. Well, did you find anything that you said, oh my gosh, I need to change this quick?
Yes, my closet space. Okay. I didn't realize how irky my closet space, and that's the word I want to use.
Yeah. Say that word again. Cause
I don't even know where that word just came from, but that's how it made me feel. It's very irky because it's trying to, transfer over from summer to fall or fall to summer, but now we're back into I had to do some serious fall cleaning to make sure that I could declutter and see everything in my closet. So yeah, it didn't bother me before the pandemic because I was always on the go. But having to be here and look at it, I was like, okay, we got to fix this, Brave.
Yeah. Now, obviously, you've already had such a tremendous career, but it seems like it's so much more to accomplish. But having said that, is there one thing that to this point that you're really, really proud of, that you could pick out that really stands out?
Yeah. My fitness business, going back to school to become a certified licensed trainer, just having the understanding of sports and science, that it was the greatest reward I probably could have invested in myself, just to be able to transform women's lives, not just on a physical level, but even mental health. Putting them in the direction to help navigate them through living a more healthier and fit lifestyle is one of the best feelings that I could have. I had no idea. I'll be training forever, if God willing. Yeah, I love it.
Well, you mentioned two things that are so vital today. You mentioned mental health and you mentioned physical health, right? Can you just talk a little bit more about both the mental health aspect of, just for not yourself, but for anybody, advice you'd give, mental health and physical health, and how important it is right now?
Yeah, it's something you have to fight for. Life and all, you have to make that time to invest in whatever it is in yourself to make sure that you remain sane during these times. So for me, that came from physical fitness. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
Sorry, I don't know what happened. But just whether it's going outside, taking a walk, exposing yourself to just, exertion. Things happen in the body physically when you exert energy. Hormones are secreted from from inside that, and it can give you like a runner's high. Actual things happen scientifically that if you don't do it, you won't receive those benefits. So I just implore anyone and everyone to, whether it's start small, set small obtainable goals, whether it's walking a mile a day, walking a mile once a week, just start somewhere and then just see it through execution. And you have to be disciplined. It's not easy. No one ever said it was going to be easy, but once you get started, it does get easier because it becomes self-motivating.
Okay. And, again, we're talking with Brave Williams, singer, actress, entrepreneur. You could continue to add to those titles. But Brave, in addition to your music career, or perhaps because of it, you've become an entrepreneur with your own label. And as you just discussed, the physical fitness. But what is it like to be both the performer and the business owner and manager?
Yeah. Well, I can't take all the credit because I have to credit my team. I have a team of honorable people that are full of integrity and want to see me win. So without them, I would say there's power in numbers. It's not a one-woman show. Yes, I do a lot of the legwork, but so do they. And we work together. So I just implore anyone who wants to be in entertainment, whatever business it is that you want to get involved, find people that are smarter than you, that are more equipped in certain areas that you may not be, and be honest with yourself about it, because that is what will help navigate you to success.
Yeah, and obviously we've been talking a little bit about Don't Tell Me No, the new single, but what was it like the first time you heard one of your songs on the radio?
It was like just an amazing feeling. It's not the finish line, of course, but it is a checkpoint along the way where it's like, okay, keep going. That's what it represents to me.
Do you remember where you were?
In the car, just driving.
Okay.
And I thought it was playing from my phone. And I looked at my phone and my phone was off. And I was like, wait a second. And then I turned the radio up and I was like, it was a great feeling.
Yeah, we've heard some amazing stories from artists where they were and how they reacted to their first song. You're from Baltimore, Charm City, and I understand that you give back a lot when it comes to Baltimore. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about the work you do in Baltimore for people of Baltimore?
Absolutely. A lot of my give back does come from the fitness side, because that to me is my gift. I do a lot of work over at Coppin State with the kids. I have a great trainer here. His name is James Lewis. We do a lot of things together that just, really enforce or impress upon kids and the younger generation that you have the energy, you have the power, you have the tools that it takes. Let's make sure that we are using that in a constructive way so that we can be positive. For me, health and fitness is just like the perfect marriage of showing them that, as well as mentoring. I mentor a lot of girls. I'm actually an ambassador for Steve and Marjorie Harvey's Girls Who Rule the World campaign, and it's 200 plus girls ages from 6 years old to 18. We get together, I train them, we talk about mental health. We just impress upon them that they are not out here alone. And a lot of times you just to be able to pour into a child and see them flourish, you just never know how lasting your words can be. So I just encourage anyone. You don't have to be in entertainment. You don't have to be a singer, an actress, whatever. You can, if you have time, whether it's an hour out of a month, go and find a child to mentor because they're out here and they need it. Yeah.
And Brave, again, we're talking with Brave Williams. You're an accomplished singer and actress. Do you prefer one aspect of your career as a performer over the other?
They go hand in hand. I can't see one without the other, because even when I'm singing on stage, it's still a type of act. It's still a performance. I still have to be vulnerable or pull whatever emotion that song needs to be evoked, regardless if I feel like that in the moment or not, So to me, they go hand in hand. I love them both. I can't separate them.
Okay, so 25,000 people at a concert or a blockbuster film that's like a box office of 300 million. Which one? Which one? If you had to pick one.
Don't tell me no. I'm taking both. I'm taking both, and you're not telling me no.
Okay, I hear that. So is there anything else that you want to do? Directing, screenwriting? Is there something on that list?
Yes, I am in the middle of, I just finished my first script. So I will be producing that very, very soon. I'm in the final stages of just gathering everything together so that I can start casting. But yes, there's definitely more in the works under this Brave New World empire.
Brave New World. Tom, I see what Thomasina checked in again with the Thomas. He says, yes to mentoring. Gifts are meant to be shared.
That is right, my sister. And I know she knows all about it.
Well, and so we know the album is coming out. We know the movies. You're working at a furious pace, Brave. So what's the downtime for you? Like, we talked about the pandemic, but outside of a pandemic, how do you go and catch your breath?
I literally shut my phone off prior to filming. Most times before maybe 8 p.m. Well, around 8 p.m. my phone is off. TV, very minimal. I just like to sit in the quiet, light some candles, maybe have a glass of wine, just read a book. I definitely enjoy solidarity and just sometimes just the quiet. If there is something playing, it might be like light jazz, but yeah, just to take those times to just breathe. That is my downtime.
Yeah, and other than the light jazz, is there artists, R&B artists, pop artists that you enjoy listening to?
Oh, absolutely. So many. Stevie Wonder, Patrice Rushen, Alicia Keys, Jill Scott. I love Slum Village. I love old school hip hop. But yeah, I mean, they all of them I take from, even in my own music, a lot of them to, give me inspiration on songs and melodies and stuff like that.
If someone came to you and said, pick anybody you want, let's go do this duet, who would that duet partner of your dreams be?
Dead or alive?
Dead or alive.
It's Stevie Wonder or Michael Jackson, or maybe it's so many, but I'll leave those as my top two.
Okay, Stevie and Michael. Well, not a bad choice, right?
Right. So.
And so switch over to the acting side. Who would you like to star opposite of?
Ooh, Viola Davis.
Oh, okay. That was quick too.
I love her. She's brilliant. Issa Rae also to me. Kerry Washington. They're very brilliant in their choices and their subtleties and what they bring to the screen, but they're so strong. Like I definitely look forward to meeting them.
Yeah. And who would play Brave Williams in a movie?
Ooh.
If you had the choice.
It depends which part of the life, which section are we pulling from in Brave Williams' life. I would have to know that before I could cast, because I feel like sometimes I've lived, I don't know, 100 years. So it would have to depend on what time frame we're pulling from.
Well, okay. So, and Brave is such a unique name, right? Can you tell us the story behind your name?
I started in entertainment as a spoken word artist and a rapper. I had no idea that I could sing. So it was when I heard Tupac, I just completely fell in love with music and just his ability to tell stories the way that he did. And so I was out performing very young at a spoken word spot, actually in Baltimore. It's called the Five Seasons. And every time I would go, I would always be talking about issues or something political or something strong that, a 14-year-old girl probably had no business saying. And then it just came from the crowd. Every time I'd come in, they would just say, "Oh, that's the brave one. That's the brave girl, brave." So it stuck, and I stayed with it.
And can you talk a little bit about, everybody has their challenges, right? What would you say has been or was your biggest challenge?
Not giving up. Not giving up. It was a time when my group had disbanded. I had lost my father. Maybe 2 months later, my manager passed away from a heart attack unexpectedly. Mm-hmm. And it all happened back to back, and it just left me in shambles. And I was very uncertain of what I wanted to do, whether I wanted to continue in music or entertainment. I was depressed. I was mourning their death. It was a lot. And I just remember feeling like that was my moment for God to make me an honest person, in the sense that my name was Brave. Okay, I'm giving you things to brave through. What are you going to do? Are you going to just give up, or are you going to pull yourself back together? And eventually I pulled myself back together, but it took time leading up to that moment, because I was definitely very confused and lost on where the next chapter was going to be.
Yeah, and that seems to go back to the whole mental health thing, right? Taking time. I heard you say that a couple of times. Taking time. That's important, isn't it?
Absolutely, because you have to fight for it. It's not easy. The world is going to give you your opinion. If you allow the noise of the world to navigate you, then you're going to be lost. So it's so important to fight for yourself and for that time, to find that balance, to find that clarity, to really sift through everything and understand what your purpose is, and be responsible and obedient to that purpose. Because it's one thing to know something, and it's another to know it and not do anything about it. So the struggle sometimes comes with having the strength and the power to say, okay, I know it. Now let me go execute and do something about with the knowledge that I know.
Yeah. And a question from Bobby Henry. Let me see if I can ascertain exactly what Bobby's getting at. Maybe you can better than I. Bobby says, girls grow up to be ladies. And how do you mentor ladies, or do you believe that ladies need no mentoring?
I think every woman, every girl, every person, because there's always someone smarter than you. There's always someone that's lived longer than you. If you can mentor, and sometimes people think mentoring, there's this idea of how you have to mentor. Sometimes mentoring is just giving a simple advice on how to wash your face properly. You know what I mean? And that might seem very trivial to someone, but even for me, for years, I was literally washing my face the wrong way and couldn't figure out why I had acne forever. But it took someone older than me, a woman, to say, Brave, you got to spend more than just 2 minutes washing your face. And so something as trivial as that can have such a major effect, because now, okay, I have clear skin. So subconsciously, I don't have to be insecure about walking into a room with acne, because someone taught me how to do something right. And I just think there's endless knowledge. People, not just women, everyone, I always encourage to always be a student. You don't ever feel like you've learned enough, or you're so confident in a particular area that you build a glass ceiling for yourself, and that you don't want to just receive any more information. I just think, sometimes we do that. We just do a major disservice. So mentoring is important. Giving advice, if you're an expert and you actually have lived through something to share, I think all those things are essential.
And Brave, who were some of your mentors? Can you share that?
Yeah, my sisters. They're women even now. The Thomasinnas of the world, the Maggies of the world. There's so many strong women that you may not be in the forefront, but and you can feel are behind you, rooting for you, and that matters. That matters whether it's in the forefront. Just to have that security of knowing that there are women, there's a tribe. It makes a difference. So my sister, definitely, I have an older sister. Shout out to Maria Williams, Little M Style. She's probably one of my biggest mentors, and sometimes too much, but it comes in love. But yeah.
Well, listen, I'm trying to get Thomasina to mentor me too. So if you could put a good word in, that'd be good.
I got you.
So are you also cultivating other artists as a part of your label deal?
At the moment, I am not. At the moment, I am cultivating, just developing great music to release. Right now, this project is kind of just on my priority list, and finishing it and making sure that it's great quality and it speaks to everybody. The R&B, the hip hop side, the fun, the relationships. I just want this body of work to be great. So that's my priority right now.
Yeah, and you say that you want this body of work to be great. Have you ever completed a project and you did like Bill Cosby when he saw Leonard Part 6 and said, oh my gosh, I don't want that out for nothing.
I mean, every song, you know, of course, and not so much a project, but songs, because you're constantly recording, right? And life is constantly evolving. So you're being inspired by different things. You're writing about different things. I have songs that when I play back, I'm like, oh, I can't share this with anybody. Because I use that session as a therapy session, and it's just, it's too much. It's too personal.
So on the other end of the spectrum, how do you know, or do you know, when you're working on a hit? Is there a special feeling, an intuition or something?
There is a feeling. And I wouldn't even necessarily say a hit, so to speak, but there's a feeling that you get when you know that the honesty, the transparency is so real, and the beat, the music driving it's like a perfect marriage. And I get a feeling, and I don't care. It's almost like when that feeling happens, this is what I want to go with, despite what anyone else may think or not. So I love those moments because the clarity and the discernment is very real.
Yeah. And so we have the new album coming. So what happens what's that feeling like when you know that new album is about to drop? What's that feeling?
It's exciting. It's exciting. It's a blessing. It's humbling because it's all of your hard work being shared with the world. So it's like a roller coaster ride, and it's something I definitely look forward to.
Yeah, and obviously I'm a child of the 70s and 80s. I keep saying album. You're probably like, what is an album?
No, yes, I'm putting together an album.
Well, most of our listeners who are of the younger age is like, album. Who says album anymore?
Yeah.
So we have, like we said, we have the new album. You got the new single. You got the movies coming out. Down the road, give us what we're gonna see from Brave Williams 5 years from now.
5 years from now, you'll see more movies. You'll see more of my writing of the movies, the production of the movies, but me behind the scenes, you know, giving light to other artists and casting artists that I really believe in, but maybe just haven't received the roles that they need to shine. You'll see touring. You'll see great bodies of work with music. And just building the empire. I definitely plan on expanding on the fitness side. I want to. There's so many things in the works on that, but yeah, just everything. The things that I'm passionate about, I definitely plan on taking to a much higher level in the coming months.
Yeah, everybody's looking forward to that, I'm sure. I have to ask you this question, though, before we let you go. You talked about the importance of mentorship, of course, and how important is it to surround yourself with positive and supportive people? Or how about this? Is a certain level of detractors important to maintain? That person who might be a detractor, or a person who just might not be that yes woman or yes man?
I mean, I think with anything, you have to have a level of discernment of what fits for your situation, right? Because one manager or one publicist or one street team person may not be great for this particular moment or this particular song or this particular situation. So for me, it's about basing what you need in that moment and finding people that are capable of providing that and being very specific about what it is that you need. A lot of times as artists and as people, we'll just put a blanket statement like, I need help, and then expect help to arrive and then get frustrated when it doesn't. But that's not how you ask for help. You ask for help in a very specific way. I need help to deliver this message via a mail carrier. Okay, so I need a mail. I mean, I need a stamp. I need an envelope. Like, you have to be very specific in your ask and your why, and don't be scared to ask. That's my biggest thing. I think a lot of times we'll be uncomfortable to ask for help because we don't want to look vulnerable or look like we're weak or whatever assertions come with those feelings. We'll just take the back seat on it. And a lot of times we do a disservice by doing that. So open your mouth, speak, be specific about what it is that you need help for, and trust the process that if you work towards it, it'll happen. The right person will come along.
Yeah. So don't tell me no. the single that's out now. You can get it. Everybody can get it. The self-titled debut album is coming. Any parting thoughts on that from you, Brave Williams?
Just in general?
In general.
Anyone that's watching, everyone that's watching, I just want you to know that you have a responsibility to do, that you have a God-given purpose that I don't want you to let go of, right? And no one said that this was going to be easy. There's no blueprint to reach a particular level of success or to get over finish line. But you have a much more greater advantage when you don't give up, despite how hard it may be. You have a responsibility to fulfill it. And I just hope that you stay inspired despite circumstances. You're not a product of your circumstances. You are a product of your decisions. So keep deciding to move forward. And follow me at Be More Brave.
There you go.
Follow me for the latest updates on the music and the movies.
That's at Be More Brave. We really appreciate Brave Williams. Listen, the Black Press has a lot coming up for you on this program this week. 100 years ago, few playwrights greater than Eugene O'Neill and few yet were roles moreover leading roles for Black actors. In the face of prejudice, Charles Gilpin stood out. Tomorrow, we're going to have the actor Sean Parks at 11 a.m. tomorrow discuss this new role that he's playing as Charles Gilpin, the first Black on Broadway. I believe it was Norman, first Black on Broadway. And then 7 o'clock, the great Melba Moore checks in with Fire, Black Press USA's live stream at 7 p.m. tomorrow. And then on Friday, I'm excited because I'm a baseball fan. We're going to have Baseball Hall of Famer Andre Dawson swinging for the fences with us. So stay tuned. Also this afternoon, stay tuned to www.blackpressusa.com as we follow breaking news at 1:15. An announcement is expected in the Breonna Taylor case, whether they're going to indict the police officers or not. At 1:15, we will have the story for you at blackpressusa.com. Thanks for joining us. Brave Williams, you're the best. We appreciate you. Everybody stay safe and stay well.
Thank you so much.